What's up, YouTube? This is TheKillerNacho yet again, and today I have somewhat of a special treat for you. Instead of posting a battle for my stream, I actually battled PKSparkxx, an old-time friend and rival, and a fellow YouTuber, also known as Dathottness on his YouTube. And yeah, we've been friends for quite a while, and battled several times in the past. So I thought it'd be fun to have a battle with him for old time's sake. And it's Underused, and actually this team is made by one of my stream followers named Fulham. So. Well, mostly. I did tweak the team slightly to my, preferences, but it turned out to be a pretty cool team. I was playing testing it as he sent it to me, and yeah, I really liked it, so I decided to try to use it in this battle against him. Anyway, yeah, without further ado, let's begin this battle. Anyway, so, yeah, let's hit the play button, and my first Pokemon is Ambipom, which I actually named Fulham after the guy who sent me this team to look at, and I really liked it, so that's why I decided to use it in this match. So anyway, I just go for a Fake Out. He has a Wheezing, which is kind of annoying, and yeah, obviously it's going to be a physical defensive set, and after the Life Orb and the Leftovers, they pretty much do the same damage he does to me with a Fake Out, so that sucks. Now this Ambipom does not have a U-turn because of coverage. I think it runs both low kick and what is the other move? Shadow Claw for coverage instead of using for the low turn. So I just switch out. It's not a big deal anyway. Like, it probably end up doing more damage to me than the Wheezing if I try to go for the U-turn. Regardless, he ends up getting a Sludge Bomb, I think, on Starmie, and I went into it just because I didn't want him to burn me, and yeah, my Skarmory does have natural cure, so it's not really worried about any status condition that Wheezing could use. So, yeah, I just go for a Scald. He ends up going into Porygon 2, which is probably a bulky set. In fact, PKSparkxx PKSparkxx in general just loves bulky sets, from what I recall. So, obviously, his Porygon 2 is going to be quite bulky. And, yeah, I really do like Porygon 2. I have to start using that again as well. But anyway, I go into Mismagius, and he's just going to go for a Tri-Attack, which I predict. And now I'm just going to set up Calm Binds, which is pretty cool, and yeah, when I set up Calm Binds, I should be able to get a free sub against his Porygon 2, so I just go for it. And yeah, he wasn't expecting the sub there because he tries to go for a Toxic, but yeah, obviously Toxic does not go through Substitute, and that's pretty awesome for me. So I did change the Lust a little bit, though. This is the Lust for my other UU team, my previous one I was using, and so it's a sub-mine set, a sub-calm mine set, which is sub-mine set, and, yeah, so it has, I think I got rid of Hidden Power Fighting and gave it Dazzling Gleam instead, just a note. Anyway, so this is Blastoise, and it's obviously going to be a Mega Blastoise. I just decided to go for a Shadow Ball to see what it does, and it looks to be about a 2-hit KO. Now, he does break my sub here, and I think I can still outspeed because I don't think Mega Blastoise gets additional speed. In fact, I think I looked it up, and it doesn't. So, I decided just to go for another Shadow Ball to take this guy out because, yeah, getting rid of his Mega Pokemon would definitely be a big help. So, yeah, I do take out the Blastoise, and that is pretty cool. So, yeah, I'm looking pretty nice, although now Mismagius is a bit vulnerable because it does not have the sub. So he goes into Alakazam, and I know he's going to outspeed, but for some reason I completely forgot about Psyshock, which I really shouldn't have because it's dominating the metagame on Alakazam. And obviously Psyshock is not a special, well, it is a special move for him, but it's going to be against my defense stat, which is not very good, because I do not get the Calm Minds to save me, and yeah, Alakazam just kind of destroys Mismagius, which is sad. Anyway, I go for a Thunder Wave, and as he goes out into Wheezing, it doesn't really hurt Wheezing that much because Wheezing's already slow as crap, and the best I can really get with it is Paralyze hacks. But anyway, I go for the Taunt, figuring he might try to burn me with Will-O-Wisp or something. He ends up just going for Sludge Bomb, which actually ends up doing a annoying chunk to freaking Honchkrow. And it poisons me too, so that's really going to limit Honchkrow's effectiveness. So I decide to switch out now back into Starmori, because I named it Starmori because I think in a previous video I mispronounced. I think it was a Skarmory, but I called it Starmori, but whatever. So now I have a Starmie named Starmori. Regardless, he's obviously going to switch here. He doesn't want to take my Scald, so I just go for it, and of course I never get the burn, so I'm obviously not going to get a burn here, so yeah. I feel like every time someone else uses Scald, it always burns, and then when I use it, I could use it like 5 times and not see a single burn. Whatever, I have the Ice Beam. I decided to go for it to see how much it does. It's probably a bad play. I should have, I mean, yeah, that was a really bad play, because it's going to cost me Starmori. I guess I was just kind of hoping that he'd over-predict, and I just wanted to see how much Ice Beam did, and yeah, it was a bad play. Should have predicted the Grass move and gone back into Honchkrow. Oh, well, so I do that now, and I'm pretty sure he's going to switch, but just in case, I think I go for the Brave Bird here. And yeah, that's obviously going to kill Celebi as he sets up Stealth Rocks, which is a good move because my spinner's gone. My Starmie did have Rapid Spin, so he feels safe setting it up and sacrificing Celebi to do it. So that's alright for him, although not so much for me because Brave Bird is obviously going to hurt me a ton. Anyway, here comes back Infernape, and I just decide to stay in and take whatever he's going to do. Honchkrow can't stay in or switch back in safely, so it would be pointless for me to try to switch out and save it. I think I was going for the Roost there, but yeah, whatever. I had no choice but just to take it. Anyway, now I go back and now I go into Gligar, which I named Knuckles. And yeah, this is Gligar, not Gliscor. And it has the Eviolite item, obviously, as pretty much any unevolved or not fully evolved Pokemon would. And yeah, he goes back into Weezing after I set up my own Stealth Rocks, and yeah, Rock Slide obviously is not going to do much to Weezing, and he does have the Will-O-Wisp, which I was kind of... Does he have the Will-O-Wisp? I'm not really sure. He hasn't really tried to use it yet, but he does, and that's going to suck because that makes Gliscor kind of bad. Anyway, so I go back into Ambipom, aka Fulham, and yeah, I just really need to deal enough damage to this Weezing that I can kill it with Heracross. The Heracross set I'm running is a Choice Scarf Heracross set with Moxie, so it doesn't have Guts, so don't even think that I could switch into it and take the Will-O-Wisp, because that's not the case. However, it does have Moxie, so if I feel like if this stupid freaking Ambipom can just deal enough damage to Weezing, I might be able to come in with Heracross and try to set up a sweep, which is my only chance at this point, because he has 4 Pokemon left. So I get a Parahacks, which was amazing, because that's going to let me go for another return, and then I get it again. So that's major luck on my part, and it definitely mattered, because if this Weezing would have killed me a bit sooner, I don't think Heracross would have been able to come in and sweep. I would have been pretty screwed, actually, so yeah, I'm feeling pretty nice. I go for the return again, just finish this guy off. And pretty much the one problem that I had left on this team, this Weezing was really the only obstacle that my Heracross had at this point was that Weezing. I feel confident now that I can go into Heracross and try to get off the sweep. But anyway, he does go into Alakazam here and goes for the Psyshock. And as I said, it probably has Life Orb, not Choice Scarf, so I go back into Heracross, banking on that. I go for the Mega Horn, which I figure is the best overall move, and it will obviously kill the Alakazam. But he goes into Porygon too, and I'm just going to go for Mega Horn against him. It's going to be a 2-hit KO, which is good for me, although I do get a crit. Jesus. But anyway, yeah, I didn't think he'd actually go into that because risking a close combat, and that's pretty cool for me, though. So I kill it, and I get the Moxie boost, although he still has Infernape, which X4 resists Bug. So obviously I have to switch back into Gliscor to change up my move, but now I'm feeling pretty confident that I can outspeed most of his team and just go for a close combat to finish off everyone, because Alakazam defenses are literally paper and is obviously not going to take a close combat, even with the resistance. So he goes for a Flare Blitz, which does also help because it weakens the Infernape even more. And yeah, my Gliscor is going to die thanks to the bird and the Flare Blitz. But now I can go back into Heracross at Scarfed. I know I'm going to outspeed, and I mean he can use Mach Punch. That's pretty much about it. So yeah, instead I go for an Earthquake, figuring I want to play it on the safe side. So I go for an Earthquake. I do get the second Moxie boost because I have it. And yeah, so if this Alakazam isn't Scarfed, I win, and it is not Scarfed, and I take it out. Now, yeah, that was a good game, PKSparkxx. I know there was a lot of hacks in the match. I probably would not have won without it, so, but it definitely helped. As soon as I got rid of that Weezing, I was pretty sure I could sweep, but, yeah, those 2 Parahacks really hurt, and I probably would have had a hard time getting rid of that Weezing otherwise. Anyway, that was a very good match, PK, and as always, thanks for the match, and it was well played by both sides. And I feel proud posting this match. And also thank you to Fulham for making this team. I did modify it a bit to my own specifications. I added Miss Mages, I think in place of a Porygon Z. But yeah, it was a fairly fun match, PK, and I would love to do it again sometime. Anyway, Pokemon abilities seem to play a key role in this battle, with Moxie really helping at the end for me. So leave a comment about your favorite Pokemon ability of all time, or whatever. Moxie is definitely up there for me, but I still can't have it say it beats out Intimidate, because Intimidate is just so useful and so versatile, although Moxie is definitely very interesting for Choice Scarf sets like that Choice Scarf Heracross, or even the ability that I could have had instead, Guts, which would have really helped against the freaking Will-O-Wisp. But anyway, yeah, leave a comment about your favorite Pokemon ability. I mean, there's a lot of good ones competitively I didn't mention, like Levitate, and even ones that maybe not be or aren't so competitive, but you still like, just from a flavor factor or some other reason. Yeah, leave a comment about that, and later.